Okay, I guess I'm live. This is so weird. Okay, I'm doing this. So here I am. So I have nothing prepared for this live stream. And I wanted to just say that I was trying to make a video for YouTube with all of my old art and just like a tour, and it did not go well. So I've just been messing around with everything, all of the settings, and then I saw, would you like to go live? And so here I am. This is my little room. I'm here, and yeah, I don't really know what to talk about. I have nothing prepared. This is my first time doing this. So yeah, I guess that I will just, maybe I will give you a tour of my sketchbook. Hold on. So this is so unprepared, but this is fun. It's gonna be fun. So I need to put my laptop on something because there we go. And then that way, and my light is not set up right. Hold on. I think if I do this, maybe it'll be better. I don't even know if anyone's going to see this video, but whoever's watching, thank you. Maybe. There we go. So you are seeing firsthand an amateur YouTuber. Maybe I should say my name. My name's Kat the Bat, and I'm an artist. Doesn't mean I do art every day. Sometimes I don't do art at all. But I'm also doing a bunch of other stuff, like staying sober and stuff like that. So, okay, so here's my sketchbook. I don't know if, yeah, I guess it is reverse, so you're not going to be able to see the letters. I think Stanley Mouse made this sticker, and I got it years ago. There was a band that I saw called Friends with Benefits. They were pretty cool. I saw them at this place called 63 Bluxom Street Gallery in San Francisco, and they're still around. They're a pretty cool gem in the city. And then I drew this eye. So yeah, and then this is a cool sticker one of my buddies, Green Shade, made, and yeah, where I live. And then yeah, Beauty and the Beast. I don't know. This sketchbook is kind of old, so okay. So I'm ready to be embarrassed. So this is the first drawing. I don't even know what I was doing. I just used some charcoal. I like to use charcoal, but I don't use it that often. So yeah, and you kind of have to like spray it with fixative stuff, and or else it's gonna go everywhere. But I'm also left-handed, and I feel like it makes it way more difficult to use charcoal when you're left-handed. I don't know. Tell me what you think. This is just some, like, I don't know if you can see. Maybe my lighting's not good enough. But yeah, just like a sketch of I used to do a lot of anatomy, and I stopped doing it. Maybe I will show you in this video some more anatomy. You know what? I'm going to turn this light around. Because like I said, this is my first time doing this. And I am trying to make this light better. Maybe if I put it on the other side. Don't you just love how amateur I am? It's all good, you know? Because this is how you start, right? Like, you can't just be like the best your first try. I used to be really hard on myself, and I don't do that anymore. So, you know, we'll just do the best we can, right? So let's see. So right now my room is an 8x10 size room. So it's pretty small. Maybe that's a little better. Okay. I still feel like it's really bright though. Okay. Okay, maybe this will be better. Let's see. Stay with me. Stay with me. Okay. All right, let's see if you can see this better. A little bit. Let me try this light. I'm getting my lighting. Oh, there we go. That's a little better. So see, I guess it's not really that much of a big deal, some person's butt, but if you do not like nudity, please do not watch my videos with my art. So I just sketch, and sometimes I just write what's on my mind, and I'm not going to read you what I wrote. Am I going to make it now? Yeah, I'm not going to read that. But here's some stuff I drew. And this is the singer Fishbone. I really love him a lot. And then some character I made, and then some characters that I made. And so this sketchbook is cool because I cut out a bunch of stuff that I drew and just put it on here. This drawing, I hate this so much because I ruined it. I don't know if you all have ever done this before, but I drew this wonderful portrait, and then I drew on the other side of the paper. This is why I don't draw in sketchbooks anymore. But and then I did an eye, and then I made up this character. Some of these drawings are from like 2016, 15. Yeah, see, this one was a long time ago. 2016. And I used to be still am a really big fan of Johnny Depp. And then there's a flyer I made for 63 Buxton Street. I love them so much. And then here's more Johnny Depp portraits. Oh, sorry, nudity. That's why these aren't for kids. But yeah, just like this weird flower guy or being, this sentient being. I really like this guy right here. This person, I don't know, they don't have eyeballs or like pupils, and I really love that. This actually, so this is a sticker, and it's like a mail sticker, and so I used these weird paints that I got a long time ago, and I forgot what they're called, but I think they're like model paints. So they're really like shiny. I don't know if you can see how like some of it's shiny. I used to like experiment with all kinds of paints and stuff like that. But here's this really weird painting I did. Thanks. I couldn't have done it without you. I don't even know what that means. But I used to make like all these weird characters and like just paint from my heart. And I still do, but yeah. And then like there's my name, and like I said, it's all reverse. Here's like a shoe. This really cool shoe that I drew. And then, oops, Jean-Michel Basquiat. Love him so much. Samo. And then if you don't know who Jean-Michel Basquiat is, Google it. I'm not going to tell you. You should know who they are. And then there, and then Enid from Ghost World. Yeah, Jean-Michel is one of my favorite artists. And then here's this weird character I made. This was when I really first started getting into drawing. Now something's weird is happening to my screen. I don't know what's happening in my settings. Okay. So I'm going to put that down. Okay, that was weird. Okay, so this character I made, it was like one of the first characters I made ever. And he's like hiding a knife or something, or maybe he's not hiding a knife behind his back. I don't know why the animal can't see it, because obviously the animal's behind the back too, but I don't know. I just wanted to like make a character. This is from the movie Mad Max, of course, that character. And then I used to be in a band called East Coast Kids. And so that was like our logo from a long time ago, years ago, decades. No, not decades, but seems like decades ago. And then this really cool cat that I made. And then I used to love drawing on like napkins, or not napkins. Well, that too, but these are envelopes that I drew on. And I like to draw like characters like that. And then more kind of like dragon inspired stuff, because I really love that kind of art. And then I don't know where this is from. It's not my original thing though. I don't really usually post stuff like that. There's a whole video I could make on why we shouldn't post artwork that isn't ours. You have to give the artist credit. I don't know who did that. If you know who did, you can tag them. It's a really cool little thing that I just copied. And then some buffalo. And another like kind of tidbit is that like we always are using reference. Like these, I obviously did not use reference for any of these things. But it's good practice to use reference. And, you know, if you're going to use an artist's art as reference, you know, and like straight up copy it, you should tell them first or not tell them and not post it. That's always a good artist etiquette. And then, so I made these like weird ghosts coming out of a pipe. They're just like all there. And then I think that's it for this sketchbook. Oh no, here's the person with rose-colored glasses or rose eyes. I always think of like rose-colored glasses. And then I don't even know if I want to show you these. This little guy, I made up this character a long time ago. And that's a quote from Bjork. That's one of her songs, All Is Full of Love. Some weird skull. Oh, Chris Cornell. Yeah, I was really shocked when he passed away. And then here's another version of that character. It's like some weird lion person. And here's a character I just made up out of my head. I don't even know if those characters mean anything or if they say anything. I just love practicing with brushes and stuff like that. Here's some weird straws and another nude thing and like a wave. I just drew like a bunch of straws and then a naked person that the anatomy doesn't even make sense at all. And that's the thing about art is like it doesn't really have to make sense, right? I used to be so strict with that and like judge other people's art. I'm admitting that, whatever. I did. I used to be like, well, that person doesn't study anatomy, but you know, and the whole time I'm over here just not studying. So that's a really good insight, is to like really think about, you know, if you say something about someone else's art, maybe take a look at your own and maybe see where that judgment's coming from. Yeah, so I'm not really liking this light. Let me see if I can turn it down. There we go. You probably don't really need, yeah, that's better. I think that's good right there. And so like some more anatomy studies, the hand and the skull. I don't really think it's necessary to like know the names of everything, but I think it's a good idea to for me anyway. This has been my signature for a long time. Had a Batik. Kind of gave that up. And that's it. That is it for this sketchbook. I've had this sketchbook for like 6 years. I got it for a Christmas present. But here's like this box that I made. I got this box from someone that gave me some acrylic. And then I just put, like I said, like I do all of this art and then I cut it out and make like a collage. And of course I didn't do that, but like sometimes I'll stick stuff that I've done and sometimes I'll use like cutouts of magazines, stuff like that. And then let's see. And by the way, this is like my first live stream. And nobody's here and that's fine, but I feel like I'm talking to myself, but this is the way you get started, right? Is you just keep going. And, you know, usually I would be like, you know, oh, I don't have any makeup on and don't really care right now. I'm just talking about art. You know, you can get creative with anything. I can talk about the brushes that I have. I can talk about paint water. I can talk about how to make your acrylic stay wet longer. And to prevent it from drying out. I can give you some tips. I can not give you some tips. I can talk about anything you want. But I think in this video, I'm just going to show you some stuff that I've done. So here's this, this weird old dude that came straight out of my head. I didn't use any reference for that guy. And this was a guy that I drew, or a person that I drew at this cafe. This was New Year's Day, 2019, and I looked at the person. I used to do that a lot too, especially before COVID. I would just go into cafes and like, I would look at people and draw them. Yeah, there's an artist that I know that does that a lot, or had been doing that for years and years and years. And I look up to them a lot, and you know, they weren't the person that officially inspired me to do that, but then I saw them doing it and I was like, oh, well, that confirmed to me that it was a really good practice because they're really good artists. So this was something I did for a job that I was going to get that I didn't end up getting. And then here's like, don't know who this is, but I drew this person as a study. That's one thing I miss is, you know, I wish I could sign up for a live class, in-person anatomy, life drawing class. That is one thing I do miss. Here's more flowers and little sayings that I like. Here's a self-portrait. Yeah. I used to wear beanies a lot. And here's another portrait of Jean-Michel Basquiat. There's some things I'm not going to show. Here's a fly that I drew. Let it fly. And a sleeping dog. Here's another version of that flyer of that girl I did for the flyer. Yeah. And then here's another anatomy. Here's the arm and like all the muscles of the arm. And then a bat. Cat the bat. And oh, this is a drawing that I did for Inktober in 2019, the last Inktober that I did. It was the first and the last Inktober that I did. But this is actually a tattoo that I designed. And of course, the camera is reversed, so you can't read it, but it says "Let Go and Bleed." And so this was like the original drawing. And then the tattoo artist that did this, he's very, very good. And he made it flowing and more realistic looking. And so this was the original. And then that's what my tattoo artist came up with. So, and then here's this weird character I made up, this cat sitting dog style or whatever. And then I don't know how I did this. I don't know how I got these letters to go so straight, but sometimes as artists we get lucky and then something spilled on it, so it's all weird. And then this drawing's kind of creepy. I don't know. I did this with charcoal too as well. Charcoal, and just kind of, you know, rub my finger on it to make the shading. And it's just a person looking down, and then like a weird star. I don't know. Always thought this drawing was kind of creepy. That one was practice. I don't want to show that one. Here's this weird skull person that I made. Of course, like some of the stuff is ripped, but I still saved it because I don't know, I'm just weird like that. When I moved recently, I got rid of like so much stuff, like stuff that I was holding on to for years and years and years. So yeah, the things that I did save, they were precious to me. So all of the art that I saved, this I made this character in like I think 2015 now, but this character, or maybe it was 2016, but I started a series of characters that had things coming out of their mouth. And I really liked that, and I called it The Feeding, and I have some of those I'll show in another video. And then this character that I made, she's really pretty. And then this weird hand. I was into a lot of like cyborg stuff and just trying to like make up some stuff. You know what? I don't even know where this came from. I don't know if I made that up or not. Yeah, I forget. I think that I did make this up, but I don't know. It's been so long. These I did look at references. This eye is from a reference, and probably that flower too. But this character I made up. Yeah, kind of like a spin-off of SpongeBob, but like punk rock style. And this character, she is from that movie. It's an 80s movie, and I can't think of the name right now, but she goes absolutely crazy in the movie. And I really like that movie. I can't think of it though. But if you recognize the character, put a comment of what you think the character is, from what movie it is. I made up this character from my head. Pretty creepy. I really like drawing characters with one eye closed. I think that's kind of cool. And then obviously you know who that is. They were best friends. This person I made up on my own. Their name is G, obviously. Yeah, I really want to do this again. I used to put like glitter. I used to use like Mod Podge, and I would just like put glitter on the paper. And then I used to be in a band called the Publickers, and we were a punk band. And I never finished this drawing, but this was supposed to be for that band. And then this lion was straight from my head. I just drew this lion from my head. And then obviously I used a photo reference for Prince. But here's a drawing of Prince. And this was something I made up because periods suck and they really hurt. And then here is a self-portrait from Inktober from 2019. And that was just me dressing up for Halloween, like I always do every year, a skeleton. And then I made up this character. I really like this character because they are very, I don't know, it almost has like a 1920s look to it, or like old cafe art kind of look to it. Oh, I'm noticing that the face looks like it's going in different directions. It's kind of cool. this is my favorite kind of art too, by the way. Like, I really like using reference and doing portraits and stuff and like making things look precise, but I really love when you can twist things around and make it look like your own. So I think this is like a tree of life or a Bodhi tree. And this is like my first attempt at doing a mandala without a tool. So whenever I do mandalas now, I use a tool. I can show you what I use. I forget what it's called, but you don't want to just, I mean, go for it if you think you can do it. But I use this tool. I forget what this is called, but it's very, very sharp. And I recommend getting like an old school one if you can find one, because the new ones, or maybe it's just because I haven't looked hard enough or I'm not really into this kind of art that I don't know anything about these things. I think it's called a compass. But yeah, the cheap ones don't work, obviously, but it moves around too much and then you just can't use it. So this one, I don't know where I got this, but I've had it for years and like it is pretty good. And it's really dangerous, so you have to be careful with those. But yeah, use a compass when you're doing this kind of stuff. Oops, I pressed something else. And my attempt at doing some sort of graffiti did not work out, just like skateboarding did not work out. And another dog, and my punk rock eyeball. It's just like the universal punk rock eyeball that everybody draws. And here is a portrait that I did of Q-Tip. And actually, I did this, gosh, I think I did this so long ago. I did this like 2015 or something like that. Maybe even 2012 or 13. But yeah, this is supposed to be Q-Tip. I don't know how much it looks like him, but I love Q-Tip so much. And yeah, I used acrylic on paper, which is not recommended. It's very, very difficult to paint with acrylic on paper. It just sucks it up. And then this weird guy with big bottom teeth, who's like, sounds like his voice make me sound like the guy from the Munsters. And here's a self-portrait from 2016, I think. When I had short hair. And I love this so much. Promote what you love. It says promote what you love. And that's kind of like my thing. That's how I roll. I really love to just promote what I love instead of bashing what I hate. It's one of my things. And then this is from 2019, Inktober. And don't want to show you that. There are some things I'm not going to show you all. But here's another character I did. And some lips. Yeah. Oh, I guess it's like too bright. You can't see it. Sometimes I think maybe I have too much light. There you go. You can see it now. I did use a reference for that. Here's some graffiti that I did not use a reference for. And some flash that I made up. And here is, I don't know what you call this, but it's like a first or second draft for a band that was local in my area. I did the logo for them, She Bites. And then I've had this for like years. Another painting on paper. I used to experiment so much. I think I'm going to start getting back into experimenting with different mediums and like just fool around with art, because I feel like that's the best kind of art, is being able to like just fool around with different mediums and just do stuff like that. So here's another flash. And here's another Prince portrait that I did. Love Prince so much. And then a portrait of Robert Smith that I did with a silver pen. I really like how that came out. I love Robert Smith. And there's a few other things, but I think I'm going to just leave it there. This video is getting super long. And whoops, I do want to do some art tonight. I missed a class. I was going to go to a class tonight and I missed it so that I could show all of you some of my art. You can tell me what you think, or just leave a comment or follow. I'm going to try to save this video, and I'm just going to say one thing is that I want to make a fun channel with fun content, with maybe even some tips. And, I want to show everybody like the tools that I use and like how I use them. Some tips on how to make your acrylic stay wet and not dry out when you're painting long term. And for right now, I'm painting windows, but I'm not doing them consistently. So every time I do have a job, I end up throwing a lot of things away. So I started trying to conserve and make less of a footprint, if that makes any sense. But it's really hard when you're using like, plastic to not make a footprint. So I'm trying really hard not to. But I think I might be able to try it a little harder. But I can make videos on how to save your paint water, and if you want a video like that, let me know. I can make a video on how to do that. I would like to actually know how to clean my brushes. I think that a really good pointer tip is to make sure you keep dipping it in the water while you're painting, because what I've noticed, I will leave you with one tip. So when I do murals and painting windows and stuff like that, I do notice that my paintbrushes, the paint gets stuck right here and it dries. So if you're not dipping it in the water and swishing it out constantly, what it will do is it will make your paintbrush wider. So like the paint gets stuck right here and then it makes your paintbrush wider. So you can't do like the outlines that you did previously on the other wall. They don't look the same. And then you have to get a new brush to make the same size outline or whatever. So I'm learning, it's going to take a long time for me to, this journey, I've been on it for years and I'm still learning every day. And it's really humbling. And I'm really enjoying what I do. And I want to do it more and I want to make more content. So like I said, please leave a comment or, message me, whatever. And I hope you liked my sketches. If you didn't, that's okay too. Just here to spread love and make a fun channel. All right, bye.